Hey everyone, it's a beautiful warm December day here in sunny Florida, and we've got a fun project today, an easy project I hope. But before I get into that, you know how usually at the end of every video I say, you can do this. All you need to do is go out and get busy. And it's a thing I like to say for people who are uninitiated or inexperienced in this, and maybe literally, as I say, intimidated to take on a restoration project. Well, we've got a surprise today. A young man that lives next door to me is interested in what I'm doing over here, and he's brought something for us to work on. So let's meet him and see what we're going to do today. Hey everyone, this is Tobias.
Hello.
And let's see what you've got.
This is a Shopcraft or Portable Electric Tools Incorporated. It says industrial listed 2-speed.
2-speed?
Yeah, it says it's a 2-speed.
That's interesting.
1/4 drill, model number 9742, type 1.
All right, let's look at the label. That's interesting. It's 2-speed, so it's got to be 2 speeds right in the trigger then. Like 1, 2. And it's not reversible.
Oh, I didn't realize it wasn't reversible.
Nope, no. There'd be a switch somewhere on it. This is a trigger lock. So if you just want to leave the drill running, and that'll hold the trigger in. So how old would you think this thing is?
My estimation, I'd probably say 50, 60 years old, something like that.
Ah, you're right, because I cheated and looked it up, and it is actually around 1965. I found a catalog for them, and the 1959 model was different, and the 1970 or 72 model was different. But it's around a 65, and when new, it costs $10.
I wish power tools cost $10.
Well, now it would cost $100 with inflation.
The reason I thought it would be not that, which isn't, obviously, I'm only 17, but I figured it was a newer model because of the trigger.
You're right. I believe this is actually not a metal trigger. It's a plastic.
Yeah, that's
trigger.
why I thought that, because it wasn't.
Right. Yeah, look at how dirty it is, though. Look at that.
Yeah.
But we're going to clean it all up. All right, so first thing, we can actually, I think, test this. And the reason being is, other than there's no strain relief here, this power cord appears to be good. So a couple things you look for. Grab that drill I brought as an example for novices out here. So this is what you don't want to plug in. So I got this one at the flea market, and the guy's like, it works. He's like, you can take it over there and plug it in. I'm not kidding you, he said that. I'm like, I am not taking that
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah, now
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, well, the outer insulation is gone, but the wires are okay inside. This is so old, it's a 2-prong. But then you've got unknowns. You've got what's going on in here, what's going on here, and it's basically cracked the whole way. So this one we would never test. We'd wire it first. All right, get that out of the way. And I don't think we need to change this cord for more than just the fact that the cord isn't damaged. The cord's still flexible, and it's got the grounding pin. So back when these were new, most houses still had 2-prong outlets in them. And so what people would do, this was a consumer grade, even though I believe it says it's industrial grade on it.
I think it does.
It says industrial listed. I don't know what that means, and probably no one else does. But that would generally mean it's industrial strength. But people in the home would just break that off.
I've seen that.
Yep.
We have some stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very common, but this still has it. So unless there's a break inside, there's really no reason to change the cord. Heat damage right there. This is interesting too. You know what that's for?
No idea.
It's hard to believe on a little drill like this. That's for a side handle.
I was gonna say, is it for an extra grip?
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's got one on both sides. That's interesting. Wow. All right, so first thing,
probably depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed.
Yep, but I don't think anyone ever used that with this drill. There's a theory that these old drills like this that the consumers would buy, that they would only be used for like 5 to 10 minutes a year. Now, so you think about it and you're like, what, that's it? But I would say, okay, so you're putting up a curtain rod, right? Like these. You got 2 screws, 3 screws, 3 screws. Okay? So you drill pilot holes, 3 seconds a hole. That's 9 seconds. 15 seconds, 24 seconds. That's all it ran to do that rod.
Yeah, because if you think about it, actual drill time, it's not that
and that's
much.
it. So once you do that, you then put the screws in with it. Another 24 seconds.
Yeah.
So you're doing a whole room, and you've spent less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, total
putting up your
drill
curtain.
time.
Yep.
You could say, oh, I've been using the drill for 10 minutes, but that just...
So
only
that's why
had it
people
out.
will say that these types of drills for the consumer aren't really built to last. But we're going to take this apart and we're going to see how built to last it is, because the only way we can inspect the cord is by taking this whole thing off. So first thing we're going to do, and this actually dates it. See, that's a Phillips. These are Phillips screws. If this were older, you guessed it, because if this was older, these would be flathead screws.
Yep.
So we've got some tools here. Here's your gloves. Let me get mine, because you do get pretty dirty. All right. So I got a set of screwdrivers out here. You have 2 different size screws, interestingly enough. That's a very small one. That's bigger. I think that's the right. I think you have the right one. That Craftsman's probably right.
Very loose.
Loose?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Let's hope the whole thing comes apart like that.
yeah, that'd be nice.
You can just take them to the point where they're really loose, and then we'll just flip it over. Let me get my metal tray while you do that.
There we go. Come on.
Doesn't want to come out.
No, it feels like it's stripped.
This, which one?
Right there. These two came out like
Yeah,
a
it
dream.
kind of looks like it. All right, let's try a different screwdriver. Oh, you got that one.
That one came out fine.
Look at all the gunk on it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
probably what's
nasty.
going on.
That one came out like a dream.
So counterintuitive, but if that one's kind of stuck, push down while you turn it and see if that... Oh yeah, I think that one's stripped. All right,
Yeah, because I was pushing down for all of them. That's why.
let me get a different Phillips. That one's gonna be too small. Let me find something better.
Come on. Oh, I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Right.
I pushed down on the handle and it popped off.
Okay, whoa, don't flip it yet.
Don't flip it yet.
You gotta hold it together when you do that, because you don't want it to all fall apart.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see if they pull out. That one's not ready yet. Let's see. Oh, he's ready. Oh, whoa. That's a different screw. So let's mark these where they go.
Oh, yeah, they're different.
Okay, that guy's ready. Yeah, some stuff you can't really do with gloves on. Alright, he should be ready. Alright, so here's the pattern. There. Alright. You ready to pop it open? Alright, just gonna hold the bottom. We're just gonna lift that top off and see. Whoa, look at how dirty that is.
That's hard.
Oh, the tag just came right off. That's good.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, let's look at this. That's amazing. Look at how old that grease is. So the grease, you can tell it's old. It's like, it starts getting like clay,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like grease at all anymore.
Yeah.
But let's look at the motor itself. So you've got a forget what they call these, but essentially your small gear. The motor only has to turn so fast because your small gear will go to this gear, and that gear has a small gear which goes to get this gear, which will turn your drive. I forget what it's called.
I would have just called them gears. So.
Well, they are gears, but there's certainly a term. So there is grease under there. I'm not so really excited to take this mechanism out. I think it looks like it just pops out. But look at all these washers. There's a
yeah, there's
stack
one,
of
two.
There's there.
There's like 5 in there, I think.
Yeah, are
5
they
or
in the
6.
front? No.
No.
So the
Doesn't
front
look like
has
it.
some play to it. All right, so rather than take this out, let's just dig that grease out. But let's look at the electricals first, because that's what we wanted to do before we tried it. What holds the switch in? Nothing? Wow. It's wired into the switch. I don't like that. It's good this power cord's in good shape.
Because that would have been...
Yeah, I mean, we can take the ground off, but we'd have to cut these. Do we have room? A little. We'd have to cut these and then attach it to the switch wires. If we want to add a full strain relief, we kind of have to do that. What was holding this thing in? Just nothing?
Yeah, it didn't look like there was anything.
It looks like this was all the way up in here. I can't get over how dirty this thing is inside. This is some type of balancer. We don't want to screw with that. That goes in this part of the coil.
It looks like it's just a
Taped
piece
in
of rubber with some electrical tape.
Yeah, I know, isn't that weird? Well, I guess we're looking at consumer grade here. All right. Let's think about it. I'm going to pause this. Let's think about what we're going to do with this. Okay. So
It's like earwax.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it looks like.
Old, gnarly earwax.
All right, you've got 3 wires, and all electrical things are like this. It's all the same. Sometimes you'll take a power cord and it'll have different color wires like blue, brown, and green. Your green is always goes to your chassis. Your black is your hot wire. Electricity does not go like this from the black and white. It goes in the black and back to the white. All of this, light bulbs, everything, it's electricity just flowing through it. It doesn't go in and burn up. So you've got, this is where it comes, if it's wired correctly, which it is here. This is where your power comes in and goes out. And when you do the switch, it closes the circuit so the motor goes on through these wires. So the question is, do we have enough room to clip these wires? There's not a lot of room. This is a big switch. All right, we've got an idea. What we're going to do is we're going to use this, I forget what this is called too. I'm not having a good memory day today. But this is a wrappable shrink tubing. So we don't have to cut the cord. We just have to wrap this around it. We're going to use this as the strain relief. You know what a strain relief is? It's basically so your cord doesn't break here.
Yeah, it's the little rubber like cylinder.
Yep. Yep.
I didn't know it was called strain relief, but I knew what it did.
Good. All right, so you want to do this?
I don't know.
It's really not that hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to run it right to the rubber. We got to kind of make the cable straight. We're going to run it right to the rubber. So this is right at the start, and then we're just going to pull this tight.
It's like rolling up a sleeping bag. Just...
Yep. So when you get that pulled tight to this point, then we can peel that off. And I'm going to grab a little tie wrap, and we'll use the tie wrap to hold it down while we heat it. This is great because I would have to do this with 2 hands, and now you can wrap it and hold it while I tie wrap it. Make sure you go all the way to this edge here.
Now it unfolded.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna be easy.
Might need to time lapse this bit.
Hold that. I got that end. You got it, and then just push it around as much as you can. All right, we're there. Okay, peel this. Stick it down. Let me just put a tie wrap, hold it down.
Looks like the glue should take.
Yeah. I just want to be sure because this is the only piece of this I have. What's really going to be interesting is trying to cram it back into that spot when we do the drill. All right. You ever use a heat gun?
Yes, I've used a heat gun.
Okay.
Never one this old, but
that is, it's old. And every now and then I'm like, man, I should upgrade this thing. And I'm like, yeah, but it still works. All right, so plug it in there. You gotta hit the switch. And before you do that, we don't want to heat anything we don't want to heat.
Oh, thermo gun. How about that?
We'll just block the heat with this.
Oh, yeah.
And hit it.
Still cool. But...
Is it? Oh, you're not on hot then, because it'll get hot quick. You got 2 settings. That's
oh, I didn't realize that.
And it's hot.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's already starting to look good.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything. Hold on a second. Okay. It'll feel good.
Yeah.
Yep. Other side of it. Most of the panels pretty tight. Certainly won't let go. Just this one spot there. Alright, okay. Alright, now, so you don't shut it off, you put it on full, which is that middle setting.
I did know that.
Okay, and now just lay it on the board or something over there. Give it a minute. When that does that, we'll push this glue down so it sticks. It's not meant to be pretty, this stuff, unfortunately, but it will serve our purpose. All right, wow, I don't even know where to start with cleaning this. Let's take a couple flathead screwdrivers and start pulling this grease out.
Yeah.
Just be careful of this thing, because that thing really worries me, because it does look like it's just held on with tape.
It is.
I can't believe how dirty this thing is. So I would say this saw more than 5 minutes of year use. This thing looks like it's been used a lot. I almost want to kick it on just to see what it does before we've actually really cleaned it, because it'll probably shoot out sparks and everything, but it's probably not the best thing to do. Oh, look at just the gunk in it.
Now there's just the big three really. Ryobi, DeWalt, or big four, Ryobi, DeWalt, Milwaukee. And
Even DeWalt is owned by Stanley. Stanley Black & Decker owns DeWalt. They own Craftsman.
oh, I didn't know that
Yeah.
Stanley owned
Oh yeah. Yep.
DeWalt. I like Cobalt a lot.
Cobalt, yeah, that's a Home Depot's line. The one thing I'll say, when you look for tools, if at all possible, buy the USA stuff.
Oh yeah, USA.
It's a better grade. Either new tools is very hard to find USA, unless you go like Snap-on. Maybe Blue Point, I think, is still USA, but I even heard S&K is going Chinese. Depends how much you're going to use this drill. More than 5 minutes a year?
Probably. I'd say I drill probably more than the average 17-year-old.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good.
I'll use it for my Eagle project for sure.
Your what project?
My Eagle project.
Oh, okay.
We're rebuilding a planter box for a church.
fun step just doing this. I'll edit most of this out of the video.
Oh, there's the serial number in here too.
All right, let me get a couple of paper towels.
Japan, it says.
Say something in there says Japan?
Yeah, it says Japan in here.
Really? Huh?
Right there.
Yeah. This is really what they're set up. That's interesting. So some parts
Japan
of this
572.
parts of this were made in Japan.
Well, 5-7.
Now, back then, people looked at Japan like people look at China now. The U.S. had let a lot of our industry go to occupy Japan to rebuild the country. But, of course, the quality wasn't the same as the American makes. And it eventually started to surpass the American makes. All right, so before we grease this guy up, well, you gotta wonder what he was drilling.
Yeah.
Because what is all this dust? It's not wood. It's like fine metal particles. I wonder if we can vacuum it out.
Yeah, this is the kind of metal shavings you get from like sheet metal.
Yeah. Which is industrial grade work.
I mean, yeah, I got the same kind of metal shavings rebuilding the shed in our backyard.
All right, how clean you get that? All right, so for this part, we're gonna use this stuff. I did finally buy a new can. This is electrical cleaner. We're gonna use this to clean the motor as well. So just take it and just spray and just let it run. We'll just let it run into here. Yeah, you do it. Just try not to get it on that. We don't want the glue to let go of whatever that is. You can spray a lot. Hang it over this thing so it drips into that. It won't do anything to the screws. I'll save a little bit of time. How cold do that thing is. Yeah, the propellant is pretty cold, and it evaporates really quickly.
Yeah, my gloves are already dry.
So you don't ever want to use like WD-40, even though it would clean this. You don't want to use that in here. And we'll show you why later on in the video.
It looks better, but some of the stuff I still couldn't get
That's
out.
okay. That's okay. You don't have to get it all out. Look at this. Look at this thing. Look at all the dirt that just came out of that half.
No, it's not.
Crazy.
And there's still more dirt too.
Yep. All right. Next step, we're gonna pack it with grease. Okay. There's a grease gun buried right there. You definitely want gloves for this. All right.
Is it supposed to be wrapped up in the bag?
Yeah, leave it in the bag because the gun's covered with grease. So you just squeeze the trigger.
Oh, so it's like a cock gun.
Yep. I don't know how much is in there. I got a spare tube. There's probably not that much in there, but we got to pack this thing pretty good. If you're going to be using this thing, you definitely want to do this. If you're making a little museum piece, nah, it's all right. But if you're going to be using it a lot, you definitely want to pack this thing. All right, now we'll put some on this side. In here, just a little bit. A couple more. I'm really surprised it's still coming out of this thing. I thought it was going to run out last time I did this. Okay. All right, you can put that away. Okay, here's the tricky part. We have to. Where's my little clippers? Let's take this tie wrap off. Thought I actually had little clippers here. All right, so we have to get this in there. Are we filming this? I don't know. Yeah. All right, so we have to get the strain relief with this. Trim in the right spot. Let's check that. Looks it, right?
Yep. Because if it wasn't, the thing to make it drill continuously, the switch wouldn't be.
Yeah, looks right. It does feel like something else besides the cord is stopping us, though. Oh no, there we go. It is just the cord. All right. All right, now, we're not gonna put those screws in yet, though.
I'm not going to put the screws.
Nope.
in. All right.
All right, so this, here's what we're gonna do, because we're gonna polish this, right? You want it to look all chrome and all that?
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna hit this. Okay? So what we're gonna do, to save us time in polishing, is we're gonna wire brush the screws. So put on your heavier gloves. We're kind of done with the grease for now. Oh, and you know what? I forgot a step. Before we put this together again. All right, so what we're gonna use is, this is dry lube, okay? It's not WD-40, which is this. Never use WD-40 in a motor. This is made for a motor, and what this actually does is it lubricates all this stuff.
Oh, so it's just, it's more liquid.
Literally, yeah, it's lubrication that dries. Kind of almost, I would say it's almost like what you would spray in a lock, because you don't put oil in a lock.
Yeah,
you put like graphite or something.
Yeah.
And that's what lubricates it. Okay, so let's go back to here. Let's pop this thing in here. It's weird that the two halves hold that label in. And let me plug this thing in. All right, you ever use one of these?
No, I've never used one.
All right, let me do one, and then you can do the others. Reason why I use gloves is because you'll see.
Well, I've never used one like this. I have used the singular handheld ones.
Oh yeah, always wear safety glasses when you do that, because those wire brushes, they shed.
Yeah.
So that's why we're gonna keep our eyes behind the glass panel.
That's pretty cool that the glass panel's right.
Yeah, yeah.
I figured that must be, yeah, getting projected out by those wires.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a before. That's what your screws look like. What this really is it's gonna just polish them real fast. All you gotta do is hold the screw. If these screws were shorter, you definitely. Yeah. All right, have at it. Look at how dirty they look. Amazing. Keep your eyes behind the glass, man. Or else I'll have you wear safety goggles. You can push it right in there. It won't hurt to brush it off. If you push it too far, it'll pull the screw right out of your hand. I've launched them and lost them several times. All right. Let's put them back.
I think it was this one.
Yep. So what you probably want to do is hold it as tight together as you can get it. I'll hold it tight. And then snug it, but don't tighten it. I'm going to do one at a time. All right, move to another one. Now when you polish it, you don't have to worry about getting in the screws. Okay. This one's going to be the hardest one. Let's check them. A little bit more. It's the last tightening. Once you get them to this point, then you just do the final. All right, good. So, ready to test it?
Sure.
All right, so here's how we're going to test this thing. Not that I don't trust the phenomenal work we just did, but you got your rubber gloves on, right? Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, plug it in. Okay, now hit that switch on that. Now your power's live, and just one-handed fire it up. Oh, look at the sparks come out. That's to be expected. Okay, let it run. That's one speed. Push it in further. It is 2 speeds. Wow.
How about that? Keep running it.
You smell that?
Mm-hmm.
Old electric motor smell.
Yep. Yeah,
let it run for another couple seconds. It doesn't even shake. It's actually in good shape. It's still tight.
Yeah.
All right. We're now in cosmetic phase already. This strain relief actually looks great.
It really does.
It works great. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the bench grinder one more time, and I'm going to show you my patented way to clean up your drill chucks. Oh, you need a key for this. Let me grab you a key.
Chuck key.
Let me get a good angle here. So what we're going to do to clean up the chuck, because we need to go all the way around it, we're actually going to plug the drill in.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to run this, and then you're going to take the... Oh, we need the key, because we got to open the chuck up all the way. I've never been able to get a close-up of this process.
Oh, but now you can.
Now I can. All right, just make sure you keep your eyes behind the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You should be plugged in. What's cool about this is when we're done, you'll be able to read all the letters and everything on the chuck. All right, now turn it around. Come in from the other side. Look at how clean that came out.
Wow.
That's one of the best I've seen.
Wow, look at that.
One pass on the base.
Huh?
One further.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it'll lock it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, naturally, yeah.
All right. Look at that. Don't touch it, it's probably red hot.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Wow. Well, they never clean up quite that well for me.
Oh, it's great.
Well, when it cools off, we'll read it. All right, kill that. We are now officially in full cosmetic phase. Or as I call it, the most boring part of this whole thing. Because it is time consuming, but it is neat because the stress is off. We've got it. It works. All we've got to do now is get it to look good. So what we're going to learn now is why you don't spray WD-40 in motors. Or really anything that you care about that needs lubrication. Because WD-40 is caustic. And this is a beat up drill. Let's first wipe some of the grease off. It's hot because it was running.
Yeah, I did feel it heat up a little bit.
Yeah, they normally don't sit there running for 5 or 10 minutes straight. You just ran it more than it usually runs all year. All right, so we're not going to use the dry lube. We're done with this. What we are going to use is this, and we're going to use a Scotch-Brite pad. Now we're eventually going to polish it, but we're going to get the heavy
base
corrosion off of this metal with WD-40, and it'll probably take that too as well. So try to avoid getting in the cooling vents for the motor. But all you're gonna do, you don't have to go in circles, just go up and down.
You can see the difference already.
Immediately, it starts cleaning it up. And if you were to use polish, it would do the same thing, but it's a little harder. And I got a 6-pack of this stuff at the flea market for $10.
And
So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna
cheap.
Well, it's pretty cheap compared to polish.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh hell, I'm gonna use that for polish. And so when I did the Milwaukee saw, because it had all the corners and everything, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna sit there and try to hand polish that. This is just WD-40.
Oh, wow.
No polish. So there's our before, and there's our after. Not quite. It's a long process. Here's your pad. Here's your can. If you run out, I got 5 more. And just gotta keep going. And then we'll put polish on it. While you do that, I'm gonna put some stuff away because we're done with the heat gun and all that.
You all right?
Yep. When you walk away from it for a minute and look at it again, you can tell how quickly it is working.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how about that?
I'll take the 2 off.
That difference is wild. No, I haven't gotten to the 2 yet, but the back looks
Oh
good.
wow, yeah, look at that. I'm very pleased with our straining. I think it came out fantastic. See if I can give you a shot.
Oh, it took the 2 right off.
Oh, great. Yeah, we can still, let's run this can out if we can. This is really old school, this stuff. That's probably from the 1990s.
Polished it yet?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just WD-40 did all that. But that's why I say, you know, all the videos like, don't spray this stuff in your motors. Don't spray it in locks. It's, if you gotta get a bolt loose, it's good for that, I guess. It's not the best for that, but it's good for that. But this stuff can even be used to clean mag wheels and stuff like that, or aluminum wheels. Though it's technically not a cleaner. So you just got to make sure to avoid getting that hit with polish.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to use...
Oh, that's really fine steel wool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, you could use heavier steel wool or even sandpaper on it. We're not going to do that. So let's make a bomb. I'm just going to tap this stuff on there. And before you really start rubbing it in, just kind of smooth it all over the place. And we'll do one side first, and that'll give us a good gauge for how well it's doing. And if it really needed it, we'd get out a power tool and buff it in. But for the most part, I think between this and we've got another Scotch-Brite here, we should be able to take it. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get that out later. Just gotta find a comfortable position because this is exhausting work, and I get to sit and watch you do it.
Get your day off today.
Yep. When the polish is kind of mostly blackened, we'll wipe it off and put another coat on. The reason you wear gloves is because that steel wool is disintegrating as you do this, and it'll literally get in your skin, and you won't be able to get it out. You won't even see it, but you'll feel it.
Like fiberglass.
Yep, exactly like that. You'll know it's in there.
I hate fiberglass. Especially working with my dad, working on pools.
The insulation.
Yeah, getting fiberglass is
Yeah, you need a hazmat suit for that stuff.
pretty regular thing.
Oh, see, it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
It is coming. Look at that. Yeah, so that's the WD-40, and that's the polish.
And that's the polish,
And
yeah.
that's one coat. We need a couple more coats of polish. It's hiding in there. You don't know there's still polish on there, but it's there. One coat, not bad. Okay, let's see. Let's do it. You get all the polish off?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
We're gonna put more polish on it, but
Naturally.
all right. So we got a good shine, but we're not done because he wants it to look even better. So we're gonna move up to a softer polish. We're gonna use a clean Scotch-Brite pad for the second coat of polish, and then the final coat we're gonna use a bright metal polish with a rag. So let's do another coat of the heavy polish.
And again,
Oh, look at how black that got.
yeah. I think there's gonna be a pretty sizable difference again.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward using that pad, isn't it?
A little bit.
We could probably cut it in half if that would make it easier.
I think it'll be fine.
It's taking a while to black off.
Yeah, really.
Still going.
Another layer of dirt coming off.
Still?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, you can just keep going. If you really want that mirror finish, you can just keep polishing it and it'll keep brightening up every time, but it's diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Each time it does it a little bit less. Wow, I took a lot off.
Yeah, I didn't know there was that much left.
No. That's because this is the light metal polish.
Mm-hmm, yeah. It's the light metal difference.
I knew it was gonna do that. What do you think?
I think it looks good.
You done, or you want to do one more coat? You have enough energy for that?
I'd say I got enough energy for one more.
All right, let's take this completely off and see what we got. That's pretty shiny. You wanna do one more? Can't hurt.
I don't know. I think it should be fine.
I think that's, wow.
I'll take what I can get. I think that the difference is crazy. And I mean, I'm going to be using it, so
Yeah.
it'll just get dirty again. So no point in trying to make it look mint condition.
True.
I'm very happy with the results.
Let's just take a screwdriver and pull some polish out of there.
Oh, there's a lot of gunk in here that it's cleaning off too.
Yeah, true. Alright. We only have really one step left, and that's just putting the key holder onto it. And then we'll do one final test, just to make sure we didn't dislodge anything while we were twisting it around. You ever put one of these together?
No, I never have.
I'm just gonna show you. It's kind of weird because you gotta really stretch these things. So these go through that. Take the long end first. And that's it. And then just move it to a spot that gives you enough on the cable to actually use it before you really wrap it up. Some people wrap it on or tape it up here, and it's like, no, you're just taking the thing off all the time. Close enough. There you go. Let's just wipe the cord down. Oh, there's one more step I do want to do. So, this cord's old. It's in pretty good shape. But there's a product you can put on this that softens this plastic back up. Let me grab that. I'm going to use that to soften the cord up. How would you say that?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Pfleeg stiff.
I think it's gummy, fledge, stiffed. But all we do with this is got a sponge on the end. Get it to start coming out.
Oh, I've got something like that I use to reshine my shoes. Where you apply pressure and then it releases.
Yep. Who knows if this stuff's toxic? I really don't know. But I use this on the, you know, the Avalanche I've got has bed covers. And, you know, they leak. But what this stuff is for is it softens rubber up. And so it'll help it seal and make it waterproof. So you can use this on door window trim and all sorts of things. So I tried this on an old really stiff electrical cord, and it softened it up. Because you can actually soften plastic by boiling it in water.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Look at that dent in there.
It's a big dent.
Yeah.
Wonder what caused that. Probably dropping it or something.
Yeah. Never want to quite do that last step and just say, okay, we're done. All right, one last step. We're going to oil up the drill chuck. So I'll show you how to do that. So first, close it. All right, there's 3 points to oil. I'm going to put oil all around there, and then I'm going to turn it on its side and put some oil in there. And there appears to be an oiler hole there. So
And
that's
there's one
for the
over here,
shaft
too.
inside. So This is kind of a cool old oil can I've had for ages. You can actually see that.
Oh wow!
Now you know where the oil is. I'm really surprised it hasn't broken, but there you go. Just put a couple drops up top there. Put it on top, right top. All right, now we're gonna open it. And what that'll do is it'll bring the oil inside.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm gonna put some oil. See, you see in here? If you look inside there, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Get that with the camera. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a, this is how you remove a drill chuck. So you want to put a little bit of oil in there. Just a little. All right, and then let's put some oil around there. You can tilt it on its side to make it a little easier. And just let it do, it'll run inside. And it's okay, it's actually good to get oil around the side, because that's what's important about that is, see how shiny you've got this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that oil, by oiling it, we're gonna rub the oil all over this to keep it from rusting again. And yeah, put a little oil in there. And since this actually has oil holes, which I think that's what they are, see if you can get some to go into there. That's gonna be a little tricky. See if we can turn it. Oh, wow, it's tight, it's tight. And my hand's now covered with oil. All right, what's in the top hole?
A little bit went in there.
Yep. I think that's what those are. And I didn't notice them yesterday. Let me get a paper towel. I'll be right back. And let's see if it goes down in. All right, just kick it on for a quick second. Probably good. Now we'll just oil up the outside of this thing. Because when you're switching bits really fast, you certainly don't want to be wrestling with a chuck, because you don't want to use the key for everything. See if that feels any looser. I mean, it seems to.
Oh yeah, that feels much looser. A lot less resistance.
That's nice. Well, high five. Good job.
Thank you. I enjoyed this a lot.
Great. I'm going to take an after picture. I did take a before picture, so I can get you those photos.
Awesome.
Because it's really remarkable when you look at it that way.
It's lightweight too. I was
Because you took all the grime off.
Yeah. I was expecting it to be a little heavier.
All right, so that's it. We took a 1965 Shopcraft drill and really brought it back. And what do you think? Not too difficult, right?
No, not too difficult. I really enjoyed it. If you ever want to do this again with me, I'd love that. Also, I need to figure out something that I can drill with, or something that I need to drill now.
We need to get you some bits and driver bits and some drill bits.
Mm-hmm. I need to break something or something like that. Find an excuse to use a drill.
All right, that's a great comment, so I'm going to just leave it at that. But as I always say, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And hey, you just saw, if you want to take on something like this, you can do it. Just go out, get busy. Take care.